By just 3000 units, TVS lost the opportunity. If they could have sell 3000 electric scooters extra in November, they could have beat Ola and climb up to first position in November sales report. Yes, November sales report is out, and in this video, let's discuss in detail about this electric vehicles November sales report. So before diving into the video, this is Aditya Menon, you're watching Electric Vehicles India. Friends, in November 2024, a total of 191,513 electric vehicles were sold in India. Compared to October month, there is a slight decline in the sales. In October month, a total of 219,000 electric vehicles were sold. That's because of festive season. In October month, we'll have majority of the festivals. So that's the reason we crossed 2 lakh mark in October month. But coming to November month, we couldn't able to cross 2 lakh mark. It stopped at 191,513. In this 191,513 units, electric two-wheeler contribution was 119,000. Compared to October month, there is a decline of 18% in electric two-wheeler sales in November month. But the good thing is we crossed 1 million sales in the 2024 calendar year. Yes, in this 11 months, we sold 10,70,000 electric vehicles in India. And by December ending, we are going to cross 12 lakh units. This is the first time in a single calendar year, electric two-wheelers crossed 1 million sales. And in overall automobile sales in November 2024, electric vehicles contribution was 6%. So year on year, this contribution was gone increasing. And as per government, by 2030, this percentage should increase to 30%. So now let's discuss about the top 10 electric two-wheeler companies in November sales. In the 10th place, we have Lectrix EV. Lectrix sold 991 electric scooters in October, whereas they sold only 534 electric vehicles in November. The month-on-month growth of Lectrix EV is minus 46%, and in November month the market share of Lectrix EV is 0.57%. In 9th position, we have Kinetic Green. Kinetic Green sold 1444 units in October, whereas they sold only 1095 units in November. The month-on-month growth is minus 24%, and the market share of Kinetic Green is 1.17%. In the 8th place, we have Bajaj Auto. They sold 2022 units in October, whereas they sold 1878 units in November. The month-on-month growth of Bajaj Auto is minus 7%, and the market share is 2%. In the 7th place, we have Revolt. Revolt sold 952 units in October, whereas they sold 1994 units in November. The month-on-month growth is 109%, and the market share is 2.12%. Revolt has recently started exporting their electric bikes. They recently started their first showroom in Sri Lanka. In the 6th position, we have Greaves Electric Mobility, Ampere electric vehicles. They sold 3,989 units in October, whereas they sold 4,468 units in November. The month-on-month growth is plus 12%, and the market share is 4.76%. In the 5th place, we have Hero MotoCorp. They sold 7,223 units in October, whereas they sold only 5,952 units in November. The month-on-month growth is minus 18%, and the market share of Hero MotoCorp in November month is 6.3%. The 4th place, we have Ather. Ather sold 16,156 units in October, whereas they sold only 12,741 units in November. The month-on-month growth is minus 21%, and the market share of Ather is 13.5%. In the 3rd place, we have Bajaj. Bajaj sold 28,360 units in October, whereas they sold only 18,403 units in November. The month-on-month growth is minus 35%, and the market share is 19%. The 2nd place, we have TVS. TVS sold 28,302 units in October, whereas they sold 26,163 units in November. The month-on-month growth is minus 7%, and the market share is 27%. The 1st place, we have Ola. Ola sold 41,775 units in October, whereas they sold only 29,191 units in November. The month-on-month growth of Ola Electric is minus 30%, and the market share is 31%. If you can observe, in this November month, TVS sold 26,000 units and Ola sold 29,000 units. If TVS could have sold 3,000 units extra, they could have bet Ola and climbed to first position in this sales report. But TVS has missed the opportunity by just 3,000 units. And if you can observe, majority of the companies in this top 10 list has registered minus month-on-month growth. That's because of the festive season. In October month, all these companies sold in very good numbers, but coming to November month, there is a decline in sales. So these are the top 10 players in electric two-wheelers list for this November 2024. So what's your opinion on this video? Please let me know in the comments, and if you found the video informative, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Electric Vehicles India, go green, go electric.